I believe that there is energy in everything that is around you. The trees, rocks, this wall, the floor. And listening to that gives you information, allowing it to vibrate through you. And that's the kind of energy I want to bring to the painting. I want tension there. Something that I'm exploring in the work right now is madrone trees. And so I wanted to bring a hint of those colors back into the work and then bury them under larger planes of what would be sky or cloud or smoke. Something I want to try to achieve in the painting is this action, all the intensity of these little smaller shapes and then surrounded by a bigger field of color. I'm not trying to accurately portray this thing. It won't look like a beautiful clump of madrone trees, but it'll be there. Sometimes I'm actually bringing a few physical things back, a leaf or a piece of bark, something like that, but I'm bringing time back with me. Time that I spend out in nature. My paintings are pretty thick, and they're full of lots of information and layers. There's sometimes 15 or 20 layers of paint, and all of that takes time to develop. So I'm installing that time in the painting. I painted an edge here with my straight edge, and then I brushed below it. I wanted to allow all that information to be seen through. Not only is it three-dimensional, but you can see back to those earlier layers, those earlier decisions. One of the most powerful things in my paintings is where two fields of painting come together and where they briefly touch or don't touch, and all the information that lies directly underneath where these edges are. I think it's at these edges in the painting and in our lives where stuff really happens. Where you're pushing out into the world, into the unknown. Mostly I love just applying the paint, mixing the colors. That's what I really love about painting. I like the stuff of it. I like buying tubes of paint. I like opening them and squeezing it out and mixing them and smushing it around. I like the smell of it. I like pencils and straight edges and scissors and knives, and all of that stuff is potential, and it's fun to use. My parents and my grandparents, they were very much into materials. My grandmother was an amazing gardener, and my mother could sew, and that was cool to me. When I got into art school and started moving pigments around, I kind of found the thing that I wanted to play with, the materials that I wanted to create things with. I guess for me, I am trying to create pleasing shapes and relationships in a composition that feels complete and powerful. I want this band that's starting here to be there. And there it is. And then on other levels, I'm trying to talk about a fragile relationship that I have with my environment, which can be a difficult subject to talk about as you see the degradation, the fires that come through, the long droughts, and the changes in our environment. But within the context of the painting, there's a beauty and a struggle that I think is worthwhile. When people look at my paintings, I hope that they just can stand still for a moment and let the painting try to speak to them. I think you can gather a lot of information from listening and from being silent and allowing, I'll say, the spirit of what the painting is to manifest. You need to approach a painting and give it time to open up to you.